is week 9 in the National Football League. Your Seattle Seahawks face the Los Angeles Rams for the first time in 2024 in a pivotal NFC West matchup. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we'll go over my keys to victory. We'll also break down the injury report, and I'll give you my prediction before we wrap things up. Let's break down this matchup here for you folks. The Rams got off to a slow start to this season, but they breathed a sign of new life with a big win against the Minnesota Vikings last week on Thursday Night Football, and they are right there in the thick of the NFC West, raced at 3-4. And with the trade deadline looming, it seems highly unlikely now that they'll trade Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. The Seahawks coming in off a loss to the Buffalo Bills. They're at 4-4, and it's been a very up and down season for Seattle, for Mike Macdonald in his first year as the Seahawks head coach. The Rams, slight favorites, 1.5 on the road. But Seattle has the statistical advantage in both scoring offense and in scoring defense. If you're ready for Seahawks game day, spam S in the comments section. We do this each and every game day here on the channel. We want this chat to feel like we're in our seats at Lumen Field. I need to see at least 300 S's in the comments section. If you're ready for a Seahawks win, spam S in the comments section. We'll continue with today's show. Let's start with the injury report. This is as of our Wednesday live show, as DK Metcalf remains questionable with the MCL injury he suffered against Atlanta. Corner Nehemiah Pritchett is questionable with an ankle injury, while Mike Morris is questionable with an ankle injury as well. And Cameron Young, the defensive tackle, is questionable with a knee injury. Meanwhile, for the Rams here, let's show you what's going on with their situation. Jordan Whittington, the wide receiver with a shoulder issue, he's questionable. And then Tyler Higbee, their tight end, with a knee, ACL plus MCL, he is out and could be out for a while. Higbee's been a problem for the Seahawks to deal with, so I'm sure they're not, I would say, concerned about Tyler Higbee not playing. They've kind of relieved. Hopefully he gets better, but we're not going to certainly miss him on the football field there as far as that goes. Keys to victory. Let's start off with a guy that was a significant problem for the Seahawks to deal with in their two matchups in 2023. That is Puka Nacua. Nacua was outstanding as a rookie, and he took the world by storm in his NFL debut against Seattle last year, where he went off. Most people didn't even know how to say his name, the rookie receiver last year from BYU. And he went off in that first game. He was really good in the second game. And he ended up in his two performances against the Seahawks with 15 total catches for 189 yards, 12.6 yards of reception, and 1 touchdown. You got him healthy. You got Cooper Kupp healthy as well. That changes this LA Rams offense completely. And Puka Nacua, despite the time he's missed, he's played pretty well in the 2 games that he has played so far this season. 11 catches, 141 yards after a season where he had nearly 1,500 yards and 6 touchdowns. The Seahawks have to keep Puka Nacua in check and limit his capabilities to have a big day. Who do you got? You going with the Seahawks or you going with the Rams? I'll give you my prediction coming up in a bit, but want to hear from you guys first. Type C for the Seahawks, type LAR for the LA Rams. Get your predictions in now and let us know. We'll be live here on Seahawks Today for Seahawks and Rams coming up this Sunday. Our coverage begins bright and early at 12:25 p.m. Pacific time with our hour-long pregame show. Then we'll react to the game in real time, have a few drinks on hand. It's going to be a party. You don't want to miss out. Seahawks and Rams live right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now, youtube.com/Seahawks TV, and we will see you on Sunday. So if you were checking my X account, formerly known as Twitter, a couple days ago, somebody tweeted me out a T-shirt that had my face, and it said, "You got to run the damn ball." And I have been preaching to the choir, I feel, on that the last several weeks, that the Seahawks need to run the damn football, that they are getting away far too much from using one of their best weapons in this Seahawks offense in Kenneth Walker III. When Kenneth Walker III's been appropriately used, he's been very good this season, but too many times Ryan Grubb gets away from the run game. They don't establish the run, and then we see Geno Smith throwing the ball 40 and 45 and 50 times. It gets ridiculous. You have to run the football to be successful in this league. And if you need me to bring you some numbers, I brought the receipts, folks. Here's what I'm talking about of what has gone on with Kenneth Walker in the last 4 games. K9 has been limited to 14 carries or less for 69 rushing yards or less in the last 4 games. Newsflash, that ain't going to work. They have to run the football. They have to use Kenneth Walker more if they want a chance against the LA Rams or pretty much any team for that matter that they face. Number 3 in our keys to victory, let's talk about one of the newest members of the Seattle Seahawks. That is Ernest Jones IV. Last week, he had a pretty impressive debut, and I don't even know how much of the defense he really even knew. Now the gloves come off. The training wheels get taken off for Ernest Jones IV, where he should be able to go full throttle at this point, his second week in this Seahawks defense. And you think about this. Remember, he began his career with the LA Rams, got traded there this offseason, traded from there to the Tennessee Titans. And then, of course, the Titans traded him to the Seahawks a couple weeks ago. But this is his first time facing his former team. And you better believe, for Ernest Jones, this is going to feel personal. This team sent you packing. They sent you away. They said, you're not good enough to play for us anymore. We don't want anything to do with you. Now you're playing for a division rival, trying to compete for the playoffs here. I hope that Ernest Jones comes out there and plays with an edge, that he plays with something to prove out there and goes balls to the walls out there. I want to see this Seahawks team really just unleash and let Ernest Jones have a big day. You go back to his debut last week, pretty solid, 17 tackles, 7 solo tackles, 8 assisted tackles, also had 1 stuff. At this point, watch out. There's no reason for Ernest Jones not to have a big day and to be fully unleashed into this Seahawks defense. Who will be Seattle's MVP against the LA Rams? If you had to pick one player, who would it be and why? Get in that comment section. Let us know who you think Seattle's MVP will be. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time has got you covered. If you're looking for tickets to see your Seattle Seahawks, you're in luck because with Game Time, it's pretty simple. The longer you wait on your tickets, the more the prices go down. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. They have their flash deals. If you see a super deal, that's going to be one you don't want to pass up on. They have their seat views. You can get the visual, see what your seat is like, folks. Here's how it works. Choose the event you want to go to. Let's say you want to go see the Seahawks play. You can do so on Game Time. They have the prices listed. You choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not, get the visual, and then you're checking out on Game Time with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. And we get a great deal we're offering right now on Game Time, folks. We are giving you $20 off your first purchase when you use the promo code CHATSPORTS. Terms apply, first purchase only. Check it out today. Game Time, proud partner of Seahawks Today. Glad to have them on board here on today's show. Up next, let's talk about Tyler Lockett. It's time for Tyler Lockett to wake up a bit. Somebody is going to get Tyler Lockett out of bed because last week he was nowhere to be seen. And with DK Metcalf's status in question, even if he plays, we don't know how good he'll necessarily be if he's close to 100% at this point. The Seahawks need more out of their veteran receiver, Tyler Lockett. They are paying way too much money to Tyler Lockett for the lack of production that they got from Tyler Lockett last week. They needed him to come through, and he didn't. I'm not necessarily blaming everything on Tyler Lockett either. I think a lot of it has to do with play calling and putting Tyler Lockett in a position to shine, and Geno Smith obviously has something to do with that too. 1 catch, 9 yards, 3 targets. I don't care if DK's fully healthy. That can never happen again. Tyler Lockett's got to do more. So far this season, 31 catches, 393 yards, close to 13 yards of reception and a touchdown. Tyler Lockett is a pivotal part of this Seahawks offense. Even with JSN taking on a larger role, you got to use Tyler Lockett more. He needs to be an impact player. Last on our list of keys to victory for Seattle is red zone scoring. The red zone was not the friend zone for the Seattle Seahawks last week, as it was a disaster. Their first 2 red zone attempts against Buffalo equated to a total of 3 points. That's it. If you recall, you had the one possession where Connor Williams had the high snap and that put him in field, had to settle for a field goal. You also had the Seahawks failing to convert on 4th down at the goal line. You just can't be doing that, especially when there's not much margin for error against this LA Rams team. And what's so bizarre about what happened last week is the Seahawks, their red zone touchdown percentage is not bad, 12th best in the NFL, close to 58%. The Rams defense has done a decent job themselves in the red zone with a 54 red zone touchdown rate percentage. That's 11th best in the NFL. And it's something the Seahawks have acknowledged. They've made it clear they got to do a better job of this. Geno Smith had this to say on the red zone issues against the Bills. We had too many self-inflicted wounds. That's been our story this season. We got down there in the red zone twice. We had a shot at points, and we came away with nothing. Well, we got 3 points, but we want to score touchdowns. Those are things that, again, we got to do better at. And he's absolutely right about that. Mike Macdonald talked about it this week, too. Got to capitalize in the red zone. Can't be settling for field goals or coming away empty-handed like they did against the Buffalo Bills as well. My prediction coming up in just a matter of moments. But first, who's a player that needs to step up this week for the Seahawks? If you had to give me one player, who would it be? Weigh in, let us know who you think needs to step up. To recap, our keys to a Seahawks victory. Got to take away Puka Nacua as much as you can. Run the damn ball with Kenneth Walker. You got him, use him. Unleash Ernest Jones. Let him go balls to the walls and have himself a day. Wake up Tyler Lockett. I can't be having Tyler Lockett just having one catch. That's not going to work. In red zone scoring, got to capitalize, got to get in the end zone. If the Seahawks do those things, I think they can win this. I know Seattle's an underdog, but I like Seattle to win in a high-scoring affair, 30-27. If you're ready for a Seahawks win, spam W in the comments section. Let's let them know the Seahawks are ready to get the job done this week. Get those W's in the comments, and we will see you on our watch party coming up on Sunday afternoon right here on Seahawks Today.